Alright guys, it's been a while since I've done an all tank update, so I figured I'd go ahead and just run through all my tanks, and like usual I'll start by 75 gallon Lake Tanganyika tank up here in the living room. And been pretty interesting. Everything's breeding like crazy. The lupi have a fresh batch of fry. They're maybe like a week since she laid eggs. This and my ventralis Langola he's been dancing for 2 months now, easily. But now, luckily, I've seen my females. I saw one hold 3 weeks ago. She ended up not like spitting it, and then last week I saw another one holding, so I went ahead and stripped her. But the eggs, it didn't look like they were fertilized because they kind of just all weathered away in my tumbler. But actually, then 2 days ago I saw another one holding, so I stripped her, and those eggs are downstairs in my tumbler, which I'll show you. So hopefully those work out. The Calvus are doing well. I've thrown some fry Calvus in here. That Lalupa I didn't mean to put in here, but he snuck in here when I brought the Cauda Puncatus up. I brought the Cauda Puncatus pair up from downstairs just to give them a chance to. They're getting overrun by the Lupi fry, and they looked so stressed. So we'll see if they do well in here and if they breed. I've got a little bit of an algae problem on the bottom, but for the most part, I mean, the fish are healthy. This Calvus is huge. That's one of my male Calvuses, and he's good 4 inches. I mean, he's as big as that ventralis. But I'm trying to grow out, some of these. I put 3 Calvus fry in here, hopefully grow them out and get some couple more females in there, because right now it's just a 2-to-2 ratio, 2 males to 2 females. But this other ventralis male that I have here, the subdominant one, he's huge. He's bigger than this guy that's dancing, but he's got cool color too. So if it is an issue of, there he goes dancing, if he's not fertilizing the eggs well, maybe I'll separate him out and let this other male have a chance. I put this rock here, and I've seen the other male kind of make a pit over here, but he's pretty submissive and just kind of lets the other male do his thing and be the dominant one. So, but it's worked out pretty well. Alright, and then here's my 37 gallon tall, and it's a Lake Tanganyika tank again. I got my Similis growing out here on the left. Got 6 of them. I haven't seen a straight pair yet. It looks like I'm starting to maybe see some of the ones are bigger, so I might have the males and then some females here. I hope I have a pair right here in front. Haven't seen any fry yet, but they're still young, so growing out. And then the Firefin Compressiceps are still growing out. They're kind of hiding in the shadows right now. They're still a little shy, but for the most part they've gotten a lot better. There's one up here under the plants. If you can see him, they're starting to get a little better color. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell what they'll really look like. They're not even close to full grown. I don't even know if I have a male, if I have all males or all females. It's hard to tell still. I mean, maybe someone with more experience could sex them, but I can't. So it's just going to be a little bit more of a waiting game. But I'm not in any rush. I mean, they're beautiful fish. Hopefully, as they get bigger, they'll get a little bit better color. But you can kind of see he's got a little bit of that yellow, so he still looks good. It's just one of those that it's just going to be a waiting game a little bit and kind of see what I got, what I end up with. But it's a good looking fish, so hopefully I can get a pair and get them breeding. Alright, and then here's my 36 gallon bow front Lake Tanganyika tank with the Cauda Puncatus pair over here on the left. That's the female, that's the male. My male is now a good deal bigger than my female, and he does, on the end of his tin, he has a end of his tail fin, it's a little bit yellow. It's hard to really see in this video, so I'm not even going to try. And then I got the Julitochromis marleri breeding over here on the right still. I saw a little bit of fry in there, haven't seen a lot. This is first generation of Cauda Puncatus fry. They're pretty big now. I've caught out most of them, but these 2 are pretty elusive, and I haven't been able to get them out of there yet. But that's okay. There's another 2 sets of fry in here. You can kind of see some of those little guys in there. And then there were some fry right up here in front. Not sure where they are. They kind of hide in the rocks pretty well. But so these guys are still breeding pretty regularly. I pulled a bunch of fry and put them downstairs. I'll show you them in a little bit. But Julitochromis marleri fry, I got to pull some of these guys out if I can. I've been pulling them out as quick as I can, but it's hard with the rocks. I don't want to move too much stuff, so I just try and catch them real quick. But this tank's doing well. Everything's growing out. The parents are constantly breeding. It seems like almost monthly or every other month I see a new set of fry, so that's kind of nice. This tank is just going real well. Alright, so down here I got the 55 gallon growing out some Lulupi fry and some Calvus and Gelitochromis marleri fry, and they're all doing really well. This tank gets a lot of water changes, so I mean, I know there's a lot of fish, but I don't consider it super overcrowded because I do water changes more than weekly, and they're good 30% water changes. And I do have my Parasiprochromis in here as well that are breeding. That's one of my females. That's actually one of the fry that I've grown out. That's a good 6-month-old fry. Been in here with the adults for a month now. Hopefully I get a couple more females, because right now I'm pretty male heavy with 1 female to like 4 males. But she was actually holding not too long ago, and there's some more of my male Parasiprochromis. But she was holding not too long ago. I got this egg tumbler, and hopefully you can see it. But there's the ones that look like little fry, if I can get it to focus, there it goes, are the Parasiprochromis fry. There's 4 of them in there. There were about 6. Somehow I lost an egg when it went in there. I usually don't strip her until much later, but I went ahead and did it because I stripped the ventralis, so I was like, well, I might as well strip her. And you know, she might actually still have 1 in there, but these are the ventralis eggs in there as well, and they're significantly bigger than the Parasiprochromis, which makes sense because it's a bigger fish, the ventralis from upstairs. But yeah, last time I put the ventralis eggs in here, they just kind of molded up, so hopefully that doesn't happen this time. Not sure. This is the first time I've used an egg tumbler. Not sure if they should be tumbling a little bit more or what they should really look like, but Parasiprochromis fry seem to be doing fine. But yeah, I do have a question on the ventralis eggs, on if they're fertilized or not. But everything else is doing real well in this tank, so that's a good thing. I'll let you know how these eggs kind of turn out. Alright, and then here's my 30-gallon grow out tank. A lot of more Lake Tanganyika fry, more Lulupi, which is what I have the most in this tank. But there's some Cauda Caudus fry right there, some white Calvus fry, and then there's some Gelitochromis marleri fry in here as well. And these fish are all doing great. As you can see, I got a lot of Lulupi. I mean, the Lulupi were spawning every month constantly, and then I kind of left some fry in with the parents just to see if they could parent raise them, and that kind of slowed down the breeding to every 3 months, which is nice because I mean, I'm not in it to really make much money. I'm just trying to, I like to watch the fish grow and sell to pet stores, and you know, I don't really want to flood the market. I don't really want to ship fish. So but these guys are looking real great. I actually took some of these Lulupi to a fish auction, and people were loving the color, because these are the orange firecracker ones, and they look pretty good to me. So but I got a lot of them. They're doing well. This tank gets a lot of water changes as well, just because it's a fry tank and because there's a lot of fish load in this. But everyone seems to be doing well. I haven't, you know, I don't lose fish really that often, otherwise I wouldn't have so many of them. But yeah, everything looks good, and that's about it. Here's the 20-gallon that I've talked a couple times about. Done several updates. The longfin albino bristlenose fry are in here. I'll probably let them out in the next couple days. A lot of red eye, red velvet, swordtail fry in here, and then red cherry shrimp swimming around like crazy. So this tank looks good. Lots of Java moss, so it's like ideal for these fish, all of these fish. So that's about it that's going on here. I like this tank a lot too. I feel like it's done a really good job for me. Alright, and then down here in my 10 gallons below, I've got some more Lulupi fry, some Gelitochromis marleri fry, and some Cauda Caudus fry. Just to give you an idea on age, let me run over here to this other one, of kind of these fry and Lulupi, specifically the Lulupi, because I've shown a lot of them. These guys are even smaller. They're just starting to get color. Those Lulupi are about 2 months old. These Lulupi that have good solid color, but they're only maybe 3/4 of an inch are about 5 months old. The other ones I showed in the 30-gallon were about 7 months old, and then the good 2-inchers are nearly 11 months old. So just to give you an idea on age, the white Calvus grow slower than them. The Cauda Pinctatus grow faster than them. So, and the Marlborough are pretty much on par with the same kind of growth rate from what I've seen. You can obviously do more water changes, put them in bigger tanks, and they'll probably grow a little faster, but that's kind of what my experience has been, just to give you an idea of kind of how quickly they grow or don't grow. And there's 1 or 2 Parasippachromis fry in here that are about a month old. It's hard to see when there's a lot of little fry in here. There's Calvus, Lulupi, Cauda Pinctatus, and Parasippachromis blue neons. So I don't know, I gotta thin that tank out a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on down here in the 10 gallons below the main tank. But all these are just Lake Tanganyika fry, still growing out like crazy. So it looks good. All right, so last but certainly not least is my 225-gallon tank that has just regular old kind of standard, more fish, South American, Australian, Asian, just standard 7 pH water. No cichlids in here. But yeah, so everything's going well. Bosemani rainbows, they're looking good. My black angels, growing those out. They're well over a year old and they're doing great. I haven't seen any pairs formed yet. These 2 platinums that I bought, I haven't seen them pair up yet, which is kind of a little disappointing, but it's okay. I'm kind of just waiting it out. That is actually a longfin albino bristlenose fry that I've grown out. It's a good 4 inches now. I think he's about 6 months old, and there's 3 of them. There's another one of them in there. So they're doing good. I can't tell if I got males or females yet. Some Bosemani rainbows that I moved in here, fry that I've grown out. I think that might be their dad. So that's kind of cool. And then the red eye, red velvet swordtails. This is what the adults look like, and they are very pretty fish. I like them because they add a lot of color to the tank. This one is actually pregnant, as you can tell, so I'll probably pull her in a couple more days, maybe next week, because that's one that's not pregnant, and then put her in so she can give birth to her fry in that fry tank. That's a male. The males have that long fin on the tail, and they're skinnier. And then yeah, there's a female. Roseline shark's doing well. Red-tailed shark's doing great. Sadly, I lost my rainbow shark. He just didn't make it. I think it was due to old age. I'd had that fish for 5 years, and I bought him, and he was full grown. So, you know, just kind of eventually his time. The Geophagus redhead Topagos, I believe, is what they're called. They're still growing out, not a lot of color to them. That's a Pistogramma macmasteri, Pistogramma cockatooties, wild caught. That's a male, he looks pretty cool. But yeah, Cardinal Tetra is in the back, and everything's doing well in this tank. You know, the bristlenose, I pulled him out, the male, because he you know, they got a batch of fry. Bosemanis are breeding, the red-tailed, red-eye, red velvet swordtails are breeding, so this tank is doing real well. I mean, if sus breeding, then it can't be too bad for them. Plants are still doing decently well. Yeah, everything looks pretty good. Up here on the rock, you can kind of see those. There's some green laser corycats, or orange laser corycats. Not the greatest picture of them, but they look good. Oh, they're you can kind of see they're orange a little bit better. But yeah, really, I always love this tank a lot. Do a lot of good big water changes on it too. But everyone seems to be doing well. Hopefully, eventually I'll get some angelfish breeding again. And some of these fry tanks won't be just all African cichlids, and I'll have some angelfish growing out again, because those were actually really fun. And I kind of miss it now. I'm ready to start breeding some angelfish again, but you know, I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to go buy a pair. I'm just going to let these guys grow out. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and let me know if you guys have any questions, or you guys want to know anything about, I don't know, that I do maintenance or filters or any of that shit. But yeah, thanks.